What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ultimate Solo Nate.
Hello, all you bladers. So today, me and Ultimate Solo Nate are doing another news collab with Astral Spriggan. And then this is summer and we still are in different time zones, but we should be able to do this for all the other new bays and stuff because we really enjoy collabing. So we will probably most likely do this for all the other new bays and stuff.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about the new Astral Spriggan. Personally, I'm insanely excited for this.
Yeah, Spriggan has always been like circular, and I really like that this new Spriggan has more of an aggressive shape, and it's definitely unique in terms of like the design because it's not as like iconic, which is somewhat bad, but it's
they
also
keep a lot of the like Requiem and Legend details.
true.
So it's like a good in between.
Yeah, and then also that each side has like rubber and metal, and then the different like
Yeah,
and then also for sparking, the whole thing with that is the dual spin. It had to be flat because the slopes were flat. And then that's why with like some bays, like for example, if you saw Left Burst's video with like turning Mirage Fafnir into an attack type, he used the right spin and 2A chassis on it because you could flip that over and it still works because it's somewhat flat, but with like Rage, it doesn't work because it's flat. So it makes me wonder if this Astral Blade is gonna have upward slopes or is it just gonna be completely flat?
I hope there's like some sort of upward dishness.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting my hopes up high.
Yeah, me neither. Because I feel like the slopes either it's the chip that has to be wait. No, this chip it's reversible, which means that it's either like Master Devilos or it's like the World Ring. So it could be 50-50. I honestly don't know, but I'm hoping for upward slopes because.
It has to be. It can't be like the Master Diabolos thing because for GT we had the part that actually holds in the driver on the layer.
Oh yeah.
So instead of just like switching where that's located, you could just twist the entire lock and just make it so much easier for Kiritomi. And as we know, they're not really into making a lot of high-priced decision modeling stuff.
Yeah.
So first for the tip, which is right here, it's looking really good. We got our Unite mode, we have our Extreme mode, like a rubber ball kind of, and a rubber, can't even tell what that is.
Yeah, it definitely is more, because a lot of drivers just have 3 straight-up modes with like stamina, defense, and attack, because you'd think that with the 3 types it'll be a balance type, but you're forgetting that, Takaratomi's forgetting that there's also a balance type, so now that you have a balance mode, it is actually going to be a lot more versatile.
Yeah, I'm excited for this overall. I think Extreme is awesome. We're getting Extreme on here. I think Unite is awesome. We're getting Unite on here. And the other 2 drivers, like, they seem brand new, which is even more exciting because we get something new.
Yeah. I'm definitely the most excited about Astral Spriggan, and then second would be the Wave Dash driver, because Wave is actually one of my favorite balance type / defense type drivers, and it's actually more defensive, so they're doing a dash version, which is really surprising, and I really like that white tealish color.
Yeah, personally, my favorite parts is probably Quadrant, Cyclone, great to get general release for that. I actually really like the disc. It's very circular, which is by no means something we need, but it's still cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then like Metal Extreme, I shouldn't be this happy for Metal Driver, but I don't have Extreme, so just getting Extreme, it's kind of crazy for me.
Yeah, getting Extreme in this set is definitely going to be better than just the normal Extreme, because metal caps are almost as tight as dash drivers, and then this is also a really good way to get Extreme along with a recolor of Blitz for like GT stuff, Nexus, if you don't have Dynamite Belial, the Belial chip, Cyclone Ring, and Astral Spriggan stock combo.
Yeah, it's really cool how they included Nexus, so you can use the the Spriggan armor.
Yeah.
That was a really nice point they added. But worth of the design for like the chip, I think it looks really cool. But
Yeah.
the screws, they aren't. I don't think anybody likes the screw placement.
I mean, the screws were always on the, like, 4 sides, because I feel like with the screws, there's always screws in Beyblades. Usually, they don't
Yeah.
make them that noticeable, but with flippable layers like Master or World, or in this case, Astral, the screws were usually on the left spin side, and then you, like, put blue stickers on them to make, just in case, like, some
Yeah.
people couldn't tell the difference for colors, but they put the screws on the chip is not exactly the best placement.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
you can just put them on the other side. It's
Yeah.
not like that you're gonna be flipping the chip. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
It does
for
make
the
me...
rest of Go.
You can go first.
for the rest of the parts, I really think like there's some things that are just gonna be overlooked, like Blitz. It's cool and all, but you know it's just not. I don't see anybody like really using it. Like if you have Nexus, would you use Blitz over Nexus?
Not really. Blitz
And
is
then
kind
like
of...
Metal Survive, it feels like they had too many Metal Survives manufactured for the past and nobody wanted it, so now they're throwing it in here to get some use out of them.
Yeah. And then also for the... I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it does make me wonder for the Spriggan, since World had like... Both sides were pretty similar in shape, but the left spin side was still more squarish. So it makes me wonder, are both of these sides going to be just straight up balanced since it's more aggressive, or is one of them still going to be more defensive than the other?
Okay, so I think the right spin side is going to be more aggressive because from what I've heard, if you go to the picture of the right spin one, I keep getting it mixed up with World, but on like where the sides are, there's the yellow S, and that's actually a sticker that goes over metal.
Oh.
So there's a lot more metal on this side, and then on the left spin side, there's a lot of rubber, which is more like spin steel and whatnot.
True.
So there might be some sort of differentiation between performance, but nothing amazing.
As far as like competitive wise, I do think it'll have a lot of use in like left spin because it has the burst resistance because it's DB Bay. It has the rubber to spin steel. You have dual spin, so you can switch to right spin even if you like you want to use left spin. If you're against like dynamite on drift, then you have like extend plus. Obviously, you can't beat drift in opposite spin, so you go left spin. And then it's also cool that each side has its own unique features, like the left spin, I'm getting confused. The left spin side, Requiem, has rubber, and then it's like a little bit more circular, and then it's like overall more curved, where the right spin side is, it has a little bit more metal, and it's still more like jaggy and squarish. So there's definitely still some difference.
For this, I don't see like a feature in spin stealing. I just don't see it. For left spin, we have rubber, but we already have vanish for that. And then you can't change modes in the middle of a round in WBO rules currently, so there's not really like an incentive there. Yeah. I think this is going to be outclassed as soon as it gets released worth of spin stealing, but I do think it might be able to replace Tempest as like a sort of defensive stamina hybrid because the sharp contact points could really do some damage. And Tempest is getting old. There's like, I think this is going to be able to just replace Tempest 100%.
I personally don't think Tempest will be replaced that easily. There's definitely some potential for this to replace Tempest, but in like some areas, I feel like Tempest won't be replaced for a long time because the thing is, for most series, discounting like DB versus sparking and single layer versus dual layer, there's a big jump in weight, right? Like for GT, the heaviest, like the heavy, like average you should weigh in GT is like maybe high 50s, low 60s.
Yeah.
And then in turbo, being 50 grams, like just being like even at like 50 grams is a huge accomplishment in weight. Then in God, like there's bays that are like 36 grams or like 42 grams. So with DB and sparking though, there's not really that much of a weight difference. In fact, some DB bays, like for now, the DB bays seem lighter than sparking for the most part, besides Vanish and Roar. But
well, like, I think, I don't know, but like these, it just feels like they have better, they're just better, and it's nothing to do with weight. It might be where the weight is placed, but we've seen like Dynamite Battle is taking over winning combinations at the WBO. Like, if you look on that page, it's like filled with DB.
True.
And there has to be a reason for that. It can't be like these things aren't outclassing upon release. These things like Rage Longinus, even though it's insanely heavy, it has counters. And like this thing, I think honestly, it's going to be one of the heaviest DB rings because it has the metal on the layer, which I have my Dynamite here with me, and it has no metal on the layer whatsoever. And Dynamite is really competitive. So if you got like, it's like just as heavy as Tempest was, comparable to the rest of the season. It just feels very similar overall. Circumstance.
Let's talk about the driver for a little bit. So the driver, the 4 modes, I feel like it's like a lot of people are comparing it to Zeta, but I don't think it's that similar to Zeta because for one thing, it is like it has 4 modes, which is cool and all, but you see those like 4 little sticks on the side of the.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like the trans driver, where it kind of like it's the same like mode except the outer ring is placed differently. So how is this gonna work? Because there's one mode where it's like the bottom is completely covered with the white material, and then there's another mode where it's not covered. So how does the driver make that white covering go on the bottom? Like, is there like, is it like Zeta where you push it out, it's like a wheel, or are those 4 little plates gonna scrape? Does it change height? Like, very...
I can't see it being like Zeta. That's like my one problem, because the way everything's situated, it doesn't look like you can just turn a wheel here. It doesn't look like that at all. The only thing like I could think of that I find very possible is like you take one tip off and it's just like a separate attachment.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just like so unlike Beyblade, if you know what I mean. They just never done that, but I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
If you go to the 7th slide, there is a picture of the drivers like all next to each other, and then it looks like they're kind of changing height, but at the same time it's like changing width. So is there like, it's super weird. And then they show how it's gonna move also. The defense driver obviously just takes the center. There's the balance driver, which kind of moves around a bit, obviously. And then there's the stamina driver, semi-flat, kind of moves around. And then the attack type driver, it looks like it goes in circles near the center, but I don't think this is going to be accurate at all because I assume they haven't even like made the drivers yet because it releases on August 7th. So usually when Takara Tomy does the video is when they finish making the bay, or is that not accurate?
I mean, you can't really tell because they never say.
True.
Personally, I think this is like fully made. I think they know how it's gonna go, but it's so hard to tell right now.
Yeah. Maybe they're like making some kinks because they have to show us the pictures eventually when it's completely done. So maybe they've made it, but like still working out the designs or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then
what do you think of the armor?
The armor. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. So the
like
armor.
0 or 4. Whatever.
I think the the armor was like, I think on the wait, what's the number for the armor again? Because on the 6th slide it says 10, but it's not the 10 armor.
It's not confirmed yet, I don't think.
Oh, because
I think it's 0, but it's just, I think it's up in the air still. It might be on the box slide, actually.
Oh yeah, that. The box
yeah,
slide.
it's 0. It's 0.
Oh yeah, because the title. Oh yeah. So the armor, it definitely like looks very cool with all the details and everything. And I don't think it's, I mean, like it's cool that it's painted because not a lot of other armors are painted. They're just straight up silver and you put stickers. So it's cool that they're adding blue.
Wait, what are we looking? Wait, which one are you looking at? Because I'm looking at. Wait. Why is it? How is it painted? What color is it painted?
Blue. Or is that the ring?
That's the chip background.
Oh, that's the chip background. Okay, that makes
the
sense.
armor is only on like the second to last slide.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like the blue, it's here to stay with Spriggan, which interesting color choice.
Yeah. When I look at the chip like on its own, I can like tell the difference between the chip and the armor, but when the dynamite base together, I kind of forget that the armor is only completely seen in high mode. So I kind of get confused with the background of the chip and then the armor.
We actually are getting a blue painted armor. If you look at Cyclone Belial, it has the blue 2 armor.
Oh yeah.
On it.
I don't really know what armor is being used right now. What armor is like the most like competitive right now? Because there's the 10 armor, the 2 armor, the 6
There's really
armor.
not that many. I know 2 is the heaviest. Wait, I don't know after Roar Bahamut released, but it was the heaviest.
And then the driver, I think earlier you said Quadra, and it's actually called Quadro, but with a D, not a T, because Cuatro means 4 in Spanish, so maybe they're trying to like resemble that.
Okay.
What else is there?
If on there's a listing slide which shows a listing where you can see the actual armor, where you can see Spriggan in high mode.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty interesting, but the armor, it doesn't look very impressive to me, but it does have good synergy, which that is important.
Yeah. But it doesn't really look that cool. I personally like a lot of dynamite bays. I feel like they're only going to be used in low mode because for one thing, right now Drift is probably like the best driver because it's super good at spin steal. Like no driver can beat it at spin steal. If you have a good stamina combo, you can outspin a lot of bays, and it's also really aggressive and defensive. So if you have a dynamite bay in low mode, Drift won't go out of control. And then it also looks cooler, more stamina. You could have more attack in high mode, but there's also things like Rage to compensate for that. And even Dynamite F gear could be used for attack. So
yeah, like high mode, I don't see the advantages at all.
I mean, maybe if you have like a really tall driver, like Dimension somehow, if you like get it to stay in the center, you could destabilize drivers like Drift or Extend Plus, but you'll probably run out of stamina before that.
In like a tall mode, so you're even hitting them with the disc. That could be interesting.
It does make me wonder how the new Achilles is going to be, because I feel like they're going to do a new, like, a kind of, like, modification with the high mode for Achilles, because it's always been the driver.
Have you heard there's going to be a new Achilles?
I have not, but I assume there's going to be a new Achilles and Dragon, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I actually doubt it. I don't think there's going to be.
I mean, how many releases have there been so far in Beyblade for each season?
So far, we have 2, 3, 4. So then we get Savior, that's 5. Astral is 6. The Mystery Girl, that keeps popping up everywhere on the WBO. That's 7. Rashad, that's 8. I mean, if they do like a Iga, they have to do drum as well. Then Hyuga, Hikaru. I feel like they're all bunched together because they're all like the main characters. And if they have one, like we have to have all the others, you know.
I'm looking at my computer right now because I have like a separate slideshow. I don't know why I did this, but like a year ago during COVID, I was bored, so I put a picture of every single Beyblade for each season in there, and then there's about an average of 20 Beyblades released for each season, anime stocks alone, so that's like not counting anything in like random boosters or anything. And then considering that it's like pretty much a quarter of the way through the season and we have 10 bays, there are probably not going to be that many new bays. There might be a new bay for Rashad, probably a new bay for the girl.
I think Rashad's like confirmed 100%. If we don't get a new Beyblade for Rashad, I'm gonna be so confused. Like, Rashad, he's like supposed to be the main antagonist. He can't just copy Volt.
Yeah. It would make sense for his bay to be Valkyrie though, because his whole like idea for a villain is that he thinks that we're getting confused. He really admires Volts. He wanted to be Volt's student. He was like a good guy for a while, but then after Volt got his evolution and he made his evolution of Volt's evolution, he felt like he was more powerful, I guess, so he turned evil kind of. I'm kind of confused on like what his plot for a villain is, because for Louis, it was basically that he was a jerk. He didn't care if anyone got hurt. He's not really evil, but he's gonna push anyone who's standing in his way out. Shu's whole thing is that he's possessed by Spriggan and he's letting it control him. Fi just wants to break Beyblades. Gwyn, I don't really get. Lane is, I honestly don't know. For Lane, he's just OP. And then for Rashad is kind of confusing too, but like it's like it has something to do with Volt and Valkyrie.
It's like Fi just wants to break Beyblades, and Rashad just wants to win Beyblade battles. It's confirmed Volt is the antagonist. He just wants to win. But I think Rashad has to get another Beyblade of his own, because they're practically robbing themselves if they don't. Because you know how much money TT makes on the antagonists every year.
I actually have no idea how much money TT makes in general. I do know that they overprice things a little to make extra money, but that's pretty much it. That's all I know.
Yeah, actually same. But I've heard a lot of people buy the antagonist bays because, you know, the antagonist bays are cool.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, by the way, you have a 1 in a million chance of getting Rashad's Valkyrie. And it's like, I don't even want Rashad's Valkyrie. I think the normal one looks better.
I can imagine Rashad's like bay being put in a random booster, but it's like completely different, and there's like 100 bays, so you have to like buy 100 versions of it.
If they did that, people would not be happy.
Yeah, and then also considering that there's 10 bays so far, and there's not a lot of new characters that are coming, I personally think that they are gonna do Dragon and Iger, or Dante and Iger. Maybe Hikaru and Hyuga, but Hikaru and Hyuga are one of the protagonists that I just feel like they're not really memorable.
Well, here's the thing, like, I'm kind of like, for me, like, in my opinion, Iger isn't memorable. And, you know, that's my opinion. I think in later seasons, he becomes much more memorable. But I think in his season, I did not like Iger. I did not like Iger. I didn't like how he was evil. I don't care if he became nice again. I didn't like how he's evil. And I really like him in the new seasons. But, like, I liked Hikaru and Hyuga more in their season. And it's like, TT can't say, oh, well, we'll only give these people what they want, because it's like kind of what we've seen. I just noticed something. This is really random, but if you look on the... Okay, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Or technically I'm getting on topic. But if you look at the picture of Astral Spriggan for the the pre-order page.
Pre-order.
In low mode for left and right, there's a white tab.
There's a white tab. Where?
Wait a second.
Wait, which slide are you on?
So I'm on slide 6.
Slide 6.
So there's pictures for low mode and high mode, and if you look at the chip approximated to where the disc is. First of all, both of them are clicked in the way a right spinning Beyblade would be clicked in, and it's a left spinning Beyblade, so I'm just confused about that. And second of all, there's a white tab that
next
from right spin. On right spin, it's one way, and then on left spin, it's another way. It's not the armor.
I see those, right? I see the white tabs there. Wait.
I think it's like a burst stopper.
I mean, I could see that happening because Spriggan, it does have burst stoppers, but I feel like it's not gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna be similar to where Lord and Chosy and World had the burst stoppers like on the ring. It might not be like a rubber stopper like Bahamut, so I don't even know if there will be a burst stopper, because at this point, even though none of the DB bays so far have dash drivers, they don't burst. They don't burst at all.
Well, I'm just talking. Do you see the white tab I'm talking about?
I see 2 little white tabs, but I don't know which one you're referring to. There's one.
No. So there's one right next to the forged disc tip that goes up into the Beyblade itself.
Oh, I see that one. Yeah.
And then if you go from right spin to left spin, it changes.
Oh, that's the driver. You know how drivers have little white caps on them, on top of them, and then
no, I don't think it's the driver, because the driver, it wouldn't go out that far. If you look at it in relation to the disc is practically scraping against it. It's not. Because if you also look at the big picture, you can still see the white tab. That's not the driver. It's right next to it. I can't explain what it is. It might just be a thing to put your Beyblade launcher on, but whatever it is, it's making me excited.
Yeah. It honestly might be a rubber burst stopper, because Spriggan has had rubber for Lord and Requiem, and then now that they have rubber on the left side, they might be adding rubber in the burst stopper too. And then for rubber was originally like a really cool like thing to put on bays, because it was only on like Fafnir for Spin Steel and Valkyrie for Awakening, but they give it to so many bays now, it's not even that special anymore.
Yeah, but like the burst stopper, this could be... I think Spriggan is just going to be a dominant chip. I don't see why you wouldn't use the Spriggan chip. If it has burst stoppers and can spin right and left, I mean, it's looking pretty good to me.
Yeah, I mean, you would maybe use Bahamut over Spriggan for left spin, because maybe Bahamut has a tighter burst stopper, but in like for the Astral ring and then for right spins, you definitely use Spriggan.
To be honest, I would never use Bahamut purely because it would wear down, and then my Bahamut I spent $80 to get is ruined.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, I just can't imagine using the chip because it's supposed to wear down, and if it wore down, I would be so sad.
Yeah. What else is there? Should we talk about the new female character?
I don't even know what she looks like. I just see all kinds of rumors all over the WBO.
Maybe, let me try searching something up on my computer. Female
Actually, I think I saw her and she looks similar to, like, in my opinion, I might have just seen the wrong picture, but she looks similar to Hikaru from MFB. Hikaru is a girl in MFB, by the way, not Burst.
Oh. She's basically, like, I think she's Shu's apprentice, because she appears with Shu in the picture for, like, next to Astral Spriggan, so I'm guessing that maybe...
Wait, she's on the box?
Not on the box, but, like, there's a picture of Shu, or, no, never mind, that's a thumbnail for a YouTube video. That's not official. But I remember a picture that was official on, I think it was Zanky's channel and Rampobby's channel, like for 2 videos that they had the exact same picture, and I think it was from Koro. So I think a lot of people do think that she's gonna own the new Spriggan and Shu's gonna just be the mentor, and then a lot of people
Shu has to own it because he's in the corner of the box.
Yeah, and then another thing is that if Shu's appearing, then he has to own Spriggan. I mean, maybe she owns like another variant of Spriggan, but I don't think that's really gonna be accurate. Maybe she's a brother to or a sister to someone. Maybe she's like Shu's sister and has like a recolor of his Bay or something.
Maybe we get like
Or maybe she's like Basara with like she has a Bay that's like from Sparking, like Death Solomon or something, and she upgrades to her own Bay.
That's what I was talking about, but like a God Bay, because I know a lot of people have been wanting the God Bay motifs, or at least I have, because I really love the God Bay blades. So maybe she has Kanox, TT, you heard me, go make it happen.
I mean, it has to match her color scheme, and the thing is, like, what Bay matches her color scheme? There's white.
Doesn't she have like blue hair?
I think it's like semi-blue. It's like what character could I refer to that? It's kind of like Shu, but like it's like you know Naru from Eiger from Naru Eiger's sister. It's kind of like that, but like it's more like wavy and it's like a little bit more whitish. It's not as blue. It's like a mixture of Naru
so that's why I thought she looked like Hikaru, because that's like the same thing Hikaru does.
Oh. What Bay could match her color scheme though? It might be a new Bay, but I sincerely doubt that.
I mean, Kanox was blue and it had like the whitish clear armor stuff. TT make it happen. TT make it happen.
But then where's the pink on Kanox? Because there is, like for example,
Who needs pink? I will like for Basara, like, isn't his like whole costume like green?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and then he has like flaming hot pink on his Bahamut.
That's true. But for most bladers, it's basically the same color scheme for their Bay and their costume / like outfit, but their Bay has like one more color. For example, Shu is like black, white, and red. Spriggan has the black, white, and red, but there's one more color that's not on Shu's suit that's on Spriggan, and that's blue.
Yeah.
For Vault, you can go first.
For like this new girl though, if we're like assuming she's a Basara case, who knows? Maybe her colors are just completely messed up.
Maybe. But what?
Maybe we get a hot pink Kanox.
Oh wait, I'm thinking Salamander maybe. Maybe.
That would be interesting.
Why do I feel like she looks like someone who would be Suo's like nephew or something? Or
she's probably Suo's niece.
Yeah.
It's like she's Suo's nephew. Wait, she's a boy. I have no idea. I don't even have the picture of her up because I can't pull it up while I'm streaming. Or not streaming, but recording. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So I think we pretty much covered anything. Do you want to keep talking, or do you want to like stop this and then just talk after we finish recording this?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop my video.
Okay, so should we do our outros now?
Oh, I just suddenly stopping it. You can do your outro. Oh. But I don't want to have to like edit this out because I'm lazy.
Okay. So yeah, that's okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We just gave our thoughts on all the stuff for World Spriggan. Usually these collabs will be decently long just because we have a lot to talk about. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Subscribe to Ultimate Solo Nate. I'll leave his channel link in the description.
Subscribe to him.
Yep, subscribe to Ultimate Solo Nate. Subscribe to Dual Blader. And yeah, so have fun. Peace out. And usually I would pick up a Bay and spin it and wait for it to stop spinning, but I don't have that. So don't forget to keep
I'll
on
spin it a little
blading.
bit.